Um, Ladies and gents, what we're doing tonight is we have a two-part training like we always do. The first part of the training is going to be primarily how to build your team, focused on Planet Marketing. The second half is all about travel, and we have the amazing cruise queen with us tonight, Miss Monica Fontanet. She is going to take over on the second half of the training tonight, and Miss Kyra Harris, two-star director, she's going to close out and get everyone's questions answered. So let's get started, guys. Let's talk about the top 10 Facebook marketing tips or online marketing tips. Now, some of you may or may not know this, but I built 90%, I would even say 95% of my business using Facebook. And recently, within the last year, YouTube to build my team and my business. And so I want to share with you guys some of the top 10 things that have helped me to be able to dominate and build. So if you're asking yourself, should you market online? The answer is yes, if you're wanting to build a full-time income on a part-time basis. Thanks to Facebook, I was able to be a mom of 2 toddlers and a teenager. I was able to work my full-time job. It was very demanding. 85% of the time I was traveling and in board meetings. Guys, so if you are looking to build a full-time income on a part-time basis, yes, do it online. Also, if you do not just want to rely on your friends and family to build your business, which it would be very smart not to, yes, you should definitely build your business and market online. So if you want to grow your team in record time, I would say yes, market online. I was able to become a 1-star director that's growing a team of 100 agents within my first 51 days, thanks to Facebook, right? Also, if you are new to network marketing, like I was, yes, you want to market your business online. A lot of people who are highly successful in this industry have been in the industry for many, many, many years. So many of us who are brand new to this couldn't compete with experience, right? But you can reach way more people online. If you live in a small town, right? If you live in a neck of the woods, like we have a lot of people on the team that when they become directors, they will become the first director in their entire state. Remember, this is still a new opportunity. But if you live in a small town, you definitely should market online. Also, if you have other full-time obligations, like if you care for your children, if you're a full-time parent, if you're a full-time child, right? If you are caring for your elderly parents, if you have a full-time business that you already own and operate, then I would say yes, you definitely should market online. Also, if you are an introvert, like I am, or shy, I'm not shy, but I'm definitely an introvert. Guys, yes, you want to market online. Also, if you want to build a global business, you can't travel to every single country, but you definitely can reach the world marketing online. So let's start with our first tip. Tip number 1, treat your business like a business. I know that most of you who have been on the team for a long time, you hear me say this all the time. You want your business to pay you like one, treat it like a business, work it like a job. Now, how can you do that while marketing online? Guys, there are certain things that you should not post, right? If you don't want to say certain things in front of your parents, or if you wouldn't say it in front of a boss, if you wouldn't say it in front of your children, you should not post that on your Facebook page if you are, if you are marketing your business online. Also, some other tips about how to build your business and treat it like a business, guys, is you definitely want to be organized, okay? So if you have other full-time obligations, like I mentioned earlier, you will want to get a calendar and map out when you're posting, when you're working your business, when you're traveling, when you're tuning in to webinars and things of that nature, because that's going to help you market online. You will know what you have coming up. Like, I know that I'll be in Cancun in a couple weeks. I'm already planning my post for Cancun in a couple weeks. What I mean by that, sometimes when you're in the moment, you get rattled. But if you know you're traveling, we're in the travel business, you definitely want to schedule ways that you're going to market your business. Here's the second tip. Tip number 2, guys, is you must know who you want to attract. So when you are building a business online, your brand is what attracts people to you. And so who you want to attract is who you should become. So I have a whole lot of moms and dads on my team. I have a whole lot of people who are family oriented. I have a lot of folks that I have sponsored that have a corporate background. And that's because those are the people I really wanted to attract. That's who I relate to the most. And that's the type of things that I post. I'm always posting about my children. I'm posting things about entrepreneurship. When I was working my job, I would post things about my job. Yes, I have a job, but I also own a business. Yes, I earn 6 figures on my job, but I have a plan B just in case. Like, those are the types of things that I said. So people who I was attracting was like, wow, I have kids. I also have a job. I would love to build a business. I would love to work a business while I can spend more time with my children. My job is on the line. I would love to learn more about your business, right? And that's because those are things that I put out there. I lost my job. I didn't go back to corporate America thanks to having a business. And so people are contacting me. So you want to write out who you want to attract. Do you want to attract young people? Do you want to attract retirees? Do you want to attract people who are avid travelers? Do you want to attract people who need mentorship, right? Everyone needs a mentor, but there's people out there that's pretty much begging for that mentorship. There's different things. You should have an idea of who you want to attract. You want to attract parents, you want to attract single people, you want to attract married folks, you want to attract, let's say, brand new college graduates, or teachers, educators. Do you want to attract other attorneys? I know that we have a gentleman on the team, Tomathan. He is working his way towards Silver Builder. He is a retired veteran, right? So guess what? He's going after people that share that same background. So tip number 3, you must know what you want people to do while you're marketing online. So sometimes you will post things where all you want is a whole bunch of likes and comments. For instance, my good morning posts are for likes and comments. Why is this important with Facebook marketing? Is because the more likes and comments you have, the more algorithms that you generate for your page. So all of your future posts for the rest of the day, whoever liked and commented on your good morning post, they're going to see your business post. They're going to see everything else, and they'll like and comment. Some posts, you actually want people to say a certain thing. Like maybe you want them to comment, I'm ready to join your team, or that's me, or whatever. You'll say, hey, listen, I own my own travel business, but what I do is I help other people own their own travel business as well. If you're ready to start saving money and making money while being your own boss, comment below, that's me. Now, people are reading your post, and guess what they start typing? That's me. Right? You may want people to join in on a webinar. And so your posts need to be very specific on what you want people to do. That's your post or your Facebook Live. So if you're going Facebook Live to promote a webinar, you let people know, hey, comment below webinar and I'll share the link to my webinar. Or if you're already sharing the link to your webinar, talk about that. Hey guys, I really would love for anyone who is like me, who loves traveling, who's looking for additional streams of income, to join me on tonight's webinar, right? You have to know when you post this particular post, what do you want people to do? Do you want people to come to an event? Are you hosting a travel party? Is there a big Super Saturday or Super Sunday in your local market? Do you want people to come to that event? So me personally, I don't like putting everything out there. There's some things that I will put and say, hey, whoever gets the link, good. But other ones I would want to control more. So for everyone that's commenting, I'm inboxing them information. That way I can put them on my list to know who actually was interested in information, and maybe in the future I'll tag them on something. But you also may want them to join your team. Maybe you want referrals. So think about what you want people to do. So when I'm scheduling my post on my calendar, I'm saying, okay, my good morning post, I want people to like it and I want them to say it back. My mid-morning post, I want a whole bunch of likes for spending time with my kids. My afternoon post, I'm going to share some information about the travel business, and I want to find out who's interested in learning how they can become a travel agent. So I may not know exactly what I'm posting, but I know the result that I want to get. Tip number 4. This one is a good one. Be sure your Facebook profile picture is an actual picture of you. When you are marketing online, you are trying to attract people that you do not know. People are more attracted to a picture of you rather than your favorite quote as your profile picture, or a funny meme of someone on a picture, right? People post some pets. You don't want your pet as your profile picture. People shouldn't have to do research just to see who you are and what you look like. So you need to, if you don't have a good picture, go take a selfie. It doesn't have to be a professional picture. It's Facebook. It's a social network. So you can have a picture of you at your home office, on your couch, in your car. It doesn't matter, guys, but you definitely want to have a picture of you. And again, you'll get more attraction that way. Spammers, people who are out here spamming and getting over on people, they don't typically post pictures of themselves on their profile. So now you kind of take away that aspect of, is this person trying to spam me or get over on me because they have a picture of their cat, instead of themselves? Tip number 5, post at least 5 times per day, no closer than 2 hours between each post. So if you're posting at 6:30 a.m., let your next post be 8:30 a.m. or beyond. If you're posting at 5 p.m., let your next post be 7 p.m. and beyond. For 2 reasons. That gives people time to actually see that post and help you get more activity and algorithms for your next post. But you want to post at least 5 times, 5 different posts, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But that is going to help you really get that activity going on your page. So you'll literally start seeing, if you don't have 5,000 friends on your page, if you have less than 1,000 friends, you might get 1 or 2 likes. But the more activity that you have on your page every single day, more people will start to get dinged by Facebook. They'll start to see you on their timeline, and you'll start to get more likes and more comments, making you more popular, especially if you guys are promoting and posting in groups on Facebook. Now, tip number 6, you should post 80% lifestyle and 20% business. So you should post, if you're a foodie, guys, post food. Be yourself. Don't be a robot. Don't become this marketing expert that no one wants to be friends with. You'll start seeing your friends decrease rather than increase if all you're posting is business, right? And some of your posts can be lifestyle, and it could be similar to your business, right? Like, for instance, if you're on a plane and you take a selfie of yourself on a plane and you say something like hashtag travel lifestyle, right? Or travel agent lifestyle. Or you don't even have to say anything about being a travel agent. You could just say, I love what I do. Well, that is a lifestyle post but it's also your business. So that's the benefit that we have in our industry of travel, is our business is a lifestyle. So let's say that you are a parent and you're having homework time with your children, or you are sitting there having quality time. Yes, snap a picture. I know some people are like, no, I don't want to put that online, but you need to. And I'll tell you why. So many people out here are so focused on business, they think that's attracting people, and it's not. If you were to create your dream job, wouldn't you want your dream job to be spending time with your loved ones and not in an office? Wouldn't you want your dream job to be where you can have a board meeting on the beach, right, and not in a hotel room? Wouldn't you want to wear relaxed clothes and not a suit all the time? So when you are actually posting those lifestyle pictures, it's showing people that you can still have a life. You can still do what you want, and you can own your business. So always remember that, okay? If you're posting 5 times a day, that's 3 lifestyle posts, and that's 2 posts about business. Now, your business posts can be fun too, right? And so we have those types of tips we have on previous trainings, or I'm giving you guys different ideas in our Facebook team page as well. So here, tip number 7, y'all. You should educate, motivate, and promote every single day. Now, I'm always saying this. I prefer, honestly, giving you guys strategies rather than telling you what to do all the time. And why in the world do I say that? I don't want y'all being zombies. I don't want to always have to give you a script, right? I really want you to be yourselves, because who I am isn't necessarily who you are. So the way that my post may come across may not be fitting to your personality. So, but what you want to make sure is that as you're posting, you're educating. You could be educating on the power of entrepreneurship. You could be educating on how to travel. You could be educating on how to transition from working full time to being your own boss. There's so many different things you can educate on. If you attend a webinar, and yes, this is for team building. The reason why you want to educate people on travel to attract them to you as a leader. People in our industry, guys, they recruit a whole bunch of people and they don't teach them anything. They're recruiting people just to get paid, and guess what? They're not teaching them how to book travel. So the more that you can educate on how you're learning, how you're doing things, how you have access, then that's going to attract them to you as a leader, because they're going to say, wow, I can actually learn from this person. So that's why you want to educate about our industry. You could be educating on network marketing. You could be educating on the travel industry, okay? Also, you want to motivate people. People are surrounded by negativity every single day, online, at their jobs, in their homes. So you want to be that positive light where literally people will start to come to your page to see what amazing motivation you have for them on that day. So you can speak from your heart. There's some people on the team, they do motivational videos every day. They all have motivational posts. You can create your own flyers, or you can Google some flyers. But you want to motivate people, help them get their day started, help them end their night on a good note, help motivate them to make them just feel better about themselves. It could be about life. It could be about business. It could be just about anything, but you want these to be positive, motivational posts. And then promotion. So you, of course, are going to promote as you start to build your team, but you want to promote yourself. You want to promote business partners. You want to promote what you do. You want to promote events. So you always want to keep that in mind, because as people are seeing your motivation, they'll start going through your other posts. And when they go through your other posts, they should be educating themselves, right? And in addition to that, they'll see some promotions like, oh, wow. Okay, well, this person actually has a business. They're very motivating, and wow, they know a lot about what they're doing. Now you're going to get people inboxing you. See, the faster you guys can master this tip number 7, the more you're going to see people contacting you and the less you will have to contact others. Now, tip number 8, guys, this is a good one. This is something that has actually helped me build real, true relationships, because keep in mind, you are not going to recruit everyone you reach out to or that reach out to you the first moment that connection happens. So you are building relationships online through Facebook. So what I would tell you, especially if you don't have 5,000 friends, and that's a lot, right? That'll happen if you do this tip number 8 fast. But let's say you have 1,000, you need to get to 2,000, you need to get to 3,000. You want to start at least 25 inbox conversations every day. That can be a lot on some days and not so much on other days. So you literally can reach out to someone and say, hey, I love your profile picture, just stopping by to say hi, and that's it. You could say, hey, I just wanted to tell you to have a happy Wednesday. Hey, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I actually own my own travel business. Do you own your own business as well? So go through people's profile pictures, take a look. Hey, I love the picture of your kids. How old are your kids? And people will literally start having conversations with you. But I have in parentheses, don't be fake. Y'all, start real conversations, and don't you want to start these conversations with the idea of making friends rather than recruiting. And I say that because now, for one, you'll take the pressure off of yourself, but more importantly, you'll really get to know these people, and you will know when the time is right to talk about the business. Perhaps you check on someone and say, hey, I hope you're having a marvelous day. And they're saying, no, today sucks. Actually, I woke up depressed. I'm missing my mom who passed away a couple months ago. Well, if all you have is recruiting on your mind, now you're stuck. But if you're building a relationship, you're really going to be there for that person in that moment. Like, wow, I'm so sorry. If you've also lost a parent, you can say, man, I know I've had days like that before, and I'm praying for you. Whatever, your natural flow of responding would be. And see how I can't give you guys scripts? Let's say if someone say, yeah, today sucks. I actually just lost my job and have no idea what I'm going to do. Well, that might be a good time for you to start talking about what it is that you do. You know what I mean? Because now they actually lost a job. You have a business. If you lose your job, you have the business to help you. And so you could talk about like, well, how long were you on that job? What exactly did you do? Are you looking for another job, or are you actually open to starting your own business so you can be your own boss and don't have to worry about getting let go by another boss? Like, those are the kinds of conversations I had with people, right? And so again, if you start 25 conversations like that every day, I promise you, you will be a director in less than 2 months. Okay? Because in addition to these conversations, they're going to see your educational posts, your motivational posts, and your promotions. So a lot of times having these conversations, what Facebook does now that they talk back to you, they're going to start showing them what you post. So this again is helping you with those Facebook algorithms. Now, tip number 9, set appointments. Actually call the people, y'all, and follow up on time. Remember, this is a business. So I may have a conversation with someone, but I'm not telling them all the details about the business, because I already have in my mind if I'm sharing a video with them or if I'm trying to get them on a webinar. Okay. And so once they say, yes, I'm interested, perfect. When is a good date and time that I can call you? When I make the phone call, I'm saying, hey, I just wanted to call you so you can hear my voice and hear that I am a real person. I actually have an upcoming webinar I want to invite you to on Thursday at 8:00. Would that be a good time for you to get the information? If they say yes, guess what I'm doing, y'all? I'm putting them on that list, and I'm going to send them the flyer about the webinar. Okay. And then I'll have them on my calendar. So-and-so said she's attending the webinar, follow up with her, right? If during this phone call they say, well, no, I actually work nights, I'm not available Thursday. Oh, no problem. Well, when would you have about 15 minutes of free time? So at that point, I know I'm going to share the 4.5-minute video or the 11-minute James Farrar video, right? And so they'll say, well, actually Friday I'm off, 10 o'clock in the morning. That would be a good time for me. I'll be out and about. Okay, perfect. I'll send you the information Friday morning at 10. So you want to set your appointments, right? And this again, you're running a business, guys. We have several videos for you to choose from on our team website, vacation2wealth.com. So tip number 10, you are a brand. If you don't have a logo, it doesn't matter. Guys, you can create your own hashtags, okay? Your hashtag could be your travel name. Your hashtag could be join Kyra. Your hashtag could be travel with me. Don't miss this. Mine are usually hashtag travel queen, hashtag make travel your business, hashtag I'm my own boss, or she is a boss, or, so those things you want to do, that's adding branding. And people will start to ask you, why are you always hashtagging she is a boss? Because I am a boss and I own my own business. Did you know that I'm in the travel industry and I actually help other people start their travel businesses as well? Y'all see how natural that is? You could put hashtag I made travel my business, hashtag I love what I do. Or, there's so many different things, but that's your branding. And if you do have a travel name, like I know Ayana's is Travel Addict. So I share with her, start hashtagging Travel Addict even on your selfies. Hashtag Travel Addict on your pictures while you're out with your friends or your kids. People will start to see that and like, wow, okay, Travel Addict. I'm seeing that on everything. What is that all about? They'll ask you. So you want to do that on your post, on your flyers, on your pictures, guys. And this is a great tip. I'm not sure who is scribbling on the screen, but that is not me, y'all. So here's a bonus tip, guys. Get the best results when you have 5,000 Facebook friends. You heard me mention that just a moment ago. But when you have 5,000 Facebook friends, you will get way more likes, way more comments. Some of y'all are beating yourselves up because you're not getting 100 likes. You're not getting a lot of people contacting you, and you only have 300 friends, y'all. So it definitely makes a difference when you have all of these. I'm sorry, I just deleted all of that drawing stuff. So it helps when you have more Facebook friends, guys. The way that you increase your friends is you ask people to share your page, share your post when you have those types of posts. Hey, tag someone. Make sure your page is public. Okay, because if you're using Facebook for business, there's nothing you should have to hide anyway, right? So make sure that your settings are public so that people can share your Facebook page and post. Also, when you are posting in groups, people need to be able to see who you are. What are you about? So your page has to be public if you plan to really dominate online. Also, a good way of getting 5,000 Facebook friends is when your friends, it doesn't matter if they're interested or not. Actually kind of does. If they're not interested in the business, get them to post on your page and tag you in the page, okay? And we do have a referral marketing strategy, okay? If they are interested in the business, you probably don't want them sharing your information on their page because they're going to join you in business and they'll need to promote and share their own. So that is it. Those are the top 10 tips plus this bonus. So right now at this moment, what I'm going to do is actually, hold on, let me change that view. I am going to hand this over to Miss Monica. Let me find her really quick. Miss Monica is our cruise queen. Monica, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead and share your screen. Guys, Monica is our cruise queen. She's going to share her accolades with you guys in just a moment. But Monica has achieved a lot of success in the cruise area. And so I asked her to share her top 10 tips for booking cruises with you all. What I love about Monica is she started off, guys, just booking travel. She had absolutely no interest in recruiting. And we love the fact that our company allows us to have that as an option. And so what I will tell you guys now is that Miss Monica is a part of our 2020 club as of yesterday. And what that means is that she actually went out and start building a team. She used her travel knowledge. She used all of the tips that I just shared with you, and she start building online. And so what I'm excited about is that she's going to share her skills with you guys. And Miss Monica, she's a goal builder. She's in the top 1% of our company. She's working her way toward directorship. And so Monica Fontenette, it's all yours.
Thank you, Miss Lavonda. All right, everyone. These are just quick 10 tips just to help you give a little brush over the top of doing your cruises. I want to remind you, don't get overwhelmed with any of this. It's pretty simple. If whatever in doubt, I always say, whenever in doubt, ask for help. So let's get started. First tip is training. It's a big thing. I always tell everybody, always check out your training for each of your cruise lines to get a better understanding of what the cruise line has to offer and how to book the cruises. You can also check at cruising.org for Clear Cruises. This place right here has awesome group strategies on how to do your booking, how to strategize your cruises or even promote them. I also stress too, which is one of my biggies also, is ship inspections. You get a first-hand look of the ships. You get to take pictures of the mini cabins and other areas of the ship to help promote your cruise to your clients, and also gives them an idea of what they have to look forward to. It gets them kind of excited for it, you know. Tip number 2, prices. Always, always, always make sure that you give the gross rate. Never, ever give the net rate. The net rate does not include your commission, and you can also get terminated if you use the net rate and not the gross rate. Rooms on all the cruises are based on double occupancy, meaning that the cabins are based on if 2 people share the room. So if you have one person that books a double occupancy room, they will be charged 200%, meaning double, meaning they would be paying for as if 2 people were in the room. With the exception of the cruises that do have the studio rooms, the studio cabins are charged at about 150%, which is about a little bit more over than one person rate. Also, prices are usually higher during peak season. Peak season are usually the months that are highly popular. The summer holidays, spring break, Easter. Low season typically around like hurricane season with about September, October, or even in the beginning of January and February, and also into a little bit of March. Mind you, low season does not always mean less crowded. It could be the fact that not many people just don't book on those times. And just for a little reminder, hurricane season is June 1st to November 30th. Also, always ask your clients if they have sailed on those cruises before. A lot of the cruises have past guest deals, and it helps the cruise lines also to keep track of their cruises and also reward them for how many times they've been on the ship. If you do not know their past guest number, there is a search engine in each cruise line booking portal. Tip number 3, rate codes. Always look at the fine print for each rate code for any restrictions or criteria. Like in Carnival, they have a Super Saver and Early Saver, which have non-refundable deposits, and they're not transferable, meaning you can't change somebody else's name along down the line. Whoever you put in that booking must stay there if you had booked a Super Saver or Early Saver rate. Tip number 4, cabin codes. Booking engines do not typically tell you what cabin codes mean, so I would suggest to people to order the brochures. The brochures have deck plans on there, and it tells you the meaning and location of each cabin code. Norwegian has these codes with RQ, OF, and BK. When you do the bookings, RQ means that you're requesting, meaning that that is a vacant cabin, meaning no name, no booking, no deposit number. OF means it's an offer, basically meaning that you have information like their name and address and stuff like that, but you do not have a full deposit. You may have some money in there, but it's not a full deposit to satisfy the cruise line to consider as a full deposit. And BK means booked, which means it has the information and has the full deposit satisfying the cruise line. Tip number 4, deadlines. Never ever give the exact deposit dates or final payment dates that the cruise line gives you. You always want to set the date 7 to 10 days before the date. That being because the fact that if they say, oh, I forgot to pay it and it's the day of or the day after, you have the power to say, okay, well, yeah, go ahead. Well, I can extend you 2 days more, whatever. A lot of times these cruise lines will not give an extension. By setting the date 7 to 10 days before those actual real date, you have the power to give the extension or not. Tip number 6, payments. Payments, they do bookings through you, the payments must be made through you, the travel agent, and not the cruise line. Full deposits to berth to cabins vary according to the length of the sailing. Triple, quads, and quints, some cruises do have quints, which are 5 people or more in the room. They require full deposits, being because the fact that a lot of these ships do not have rooms, a lot of rooms that have 3, 4, or 5, or 6 people in the rooms. So they pretty much want you to put a full deposit down so that the room is not given away. There always cannot be guaranteed that when you're ready to pay for that cabin that it'll be there. So once they want it, they have to pull the full deposit down. Full deposits and or rate for a single occupancy cabin is usually double that of a 1 person in a double occupancy room. There are also cruise lines run deposit promotions. Norwegian does it a lot. Carnival not so much. It does do it, but it's on occasion. They have reduced deposit, basically or equivalent to a full deposit. Normally, like a deposit would be about $250 deposit. Like right now, Norwegian is running a $1 promotion. You put $1 per person for the deposit. That is equivalent to basically if you were to put down a $250 deposit, and you would not have to worry about making any more payment until the final payment date, or at least nothing is required until then. Tip number 7, documentation. When booking your cruises, you want to make sure that the name you put down in the booking, that it has to have the same exact name that it appears rather on the birth certificate or passport. No nicknames are allowed. When they get to customs, if that name does not match, they will be denied. Make sure all your passengers have proper and updated documentation. Once again, if it's expired or incorrect, they will be denied boarding. Make sure to note any special requests like dietary, medical, birthdays, or whatever on your cruises so that those needs can be met. Make sure also to check to see if a visa is needed. A lot of times the cruises will let you know, but you have to sometimes check to see what is the required documentation for citizenship. Tip number 8, extras. Extras being like gratuities. They're also known as service charges. Norwegian, they call them service charges. They don't call them gratuities. They are prepaid or they're on board. Prepaid meaning you pay in before the cruise. On board, of course, meaning you paid on the cruise. The gratuities is a suggested amount, not mandatory. It is automatically added when they get on the cruise if they do not pay it, prepay it, and it can be adjusted according to their service when they get on the ship. Some cruise liners do not allow or adjusting the gratuities if they prepay it. So if they really want to base it off of their service, I suggest that you tell them to wait till they get on the cruise. I would ahead of time give them just the amount so they know how much to put aside for that. They have a gratuity separate from that normal gratuity that you pay on the cruise for drinks and dining packages. That applying more to Norwegian. Once again, the drink and the specialty dining packages, when I say gratuities towards those packages, they have an extra like 20% gratuity that is paid. It's like taxes towards you having those packages. Also, don't forget to offer insurance. This is a biggie. A lot of people say, oh no, I really don't want it. I don't want to spend the extra money. But I'm going to give you a prime example. My mom always gets, insurance. But she was diagnosed with cancer just right before her cruise. If she did not have insurance, she would have lost 100% of her cruise. So it was a good thing that she had it, and she was able to get back 100% of her cruise because the fact it was medical. Also, don't forget to ask if there are any pre or post cruises needed, like tours, hotels, transfers, rental cars, parking, flights. Also with the flights, you want to make sure that you set enough time that the client does not miss the ship or their flight. That applies also before and after the cruise. Tip number 9, organization. You want to typically send your own send your own confirmation to your client, with it being that if you were to send the cruise line confirmation to your client, it's going to have the actual due date on there. So I would typically like to do, since I do not give the actual date, that I send my own confirmation on there. I give them the reservation number. Now, of course, if it's a group booking, you don't give them the group booking number, you give them their individual grouping number. Also, keep track of your deposits and payments, like in a chart, but put them in a binder together. You want to make sure that you have, like, to print out the confirmation sheet, print out any receipts that you email to them. If they don't get insurance, that you make sure you get a refuse insurance signed. Of course, if they do get insurance, you print that out. And you want to keep your cruise lines separate. You don't want to mix them up and get yourself confused. Also, don't forget to cross-reference your cabins. That being, you're going to go into each of their bookings and you're going to put in the corresponding booking number, so that, like with Carnival, since they have a specific time to eat, that they will do their best to get them together. For Norwegian, you can do it to typically keep the rooms together, but then of course you can pick the rooms how you wanted to keep them close. Also, this is a biggie. If you do not book your cruise through your IntelliTravel website, but through the agent's website, you want to make sure that you log your bookings into the back office so that you're getting paid. And of course, when in doubt, check it out. If you see something you don't understand, call the cruise line. They will be more than glad to help you and explain anything that you have a question on. And finally, tip number 10, the thank you and follow-up. You want, if you can, to give gifts before or during the cruise. Before, being in like lanyards so they can hold their cards on, luggage tags that you print out from the cruise line. They give you the luggage tags, but they're not laminated and they don't have like little key things on it. They have them, you can get them from Amazon, you can get it from eBay. During the cruise, they have in your booking engine like sweets like strawberries and chocolates, champagne and wine. A lot of times if it's in a group, you can use your amenities to put that on the group booking without having to pay for it. And then after the cruise, you want to follow up with either an email, card, or even a phone call asking how it went, how everything, if there was anything had a question on, if they had any problems, and if they was interested in booking another cruise. Most of the time, that will go in itself. They was like, oh, I had so much fun. I want to book this cruise with you next, or I want to book this trip with you next. It's a really good thing for you to do because it usually results in future bookings. That's it. You there, Lavana?